people. Do you know what I mean? If you can't take the heat, then don't come on and chatting shit about stuff.
Right, I'll speak when it's done.
Just have an adult conversation. Stop
Right,
dropping.
Please, honestly.
Because as well, what's it? I just have other things in it too, but anyway, what's it? At the start, this is the thing that I don't get how people aren't getting. So, I'd already had non-stop, pretty much 50-50 chat. Half people just coming in, chatting shit, not even actually knowing the subject. Half the people, obviously, on my side. Then people are coming in, commenting about obviously him. At the time, I had no clue it was. Just going off the comments, I assumed it was just a random drama account. That was it. Then, as they're coming in more and more, I just automatically assumed he was probably some drama account that sat there just basically badmouthing me. That's basically all I'm going off.
Yeah, but the thing is they wasn't. He's come up and he's told you he wasn't bad mouthing you. He was getting both sides. He was seeing what you were saying, and then he was come to in the mum and seeing what she was saying. Then the mother got in his box.
Yeah, but obviously I can't see any of that because the day he's on about, I was on my own stream. I was live at this point.
Yeah, then you need to not listen to the people in your comments.
I tried to get into your live to tell you this, yeah, and because I talk like how I think like I am now, you got all affected and kicked me down like, oh, he's kicking, he's screaming, he's doing this. Like, no, I just
I just didn't want to have a back and forth argument.
Yeah, well, no, but there wouldn't have been no back and forth if you would have heard out what I'd said, which would have been, we're Cam 2 in ya, we're not backing anyone. Yeah, we ain't into this. We sit on the outside and we watch it. You support these drama. You're sitting there saying about drama accounts. You're bringing the drama for us to see. Do you know what I mean?
That's the point of why I dropped you, so I didn't have a back and forth.
If you're gonna run drama on your platform, yeah, then expect for it to be watched.
But I don't feel like I did run drama though. I felt I just allowed people to voice their donations.
It was. Listen, when you start talking on a subject and you start getting deep into it, especially when it's a subject that's been been spoken about by loads of people, then yeah, it's drama to the app. That's what it is, yeah. And like I said, if you would have let me in to say what I said, like I said on my live in front of Hope for Harley's mum, yeah, and I'll say it here as well. There's inconsistencies within stuff I'd seen, yeah, but I ain't getting involved because I'm not involved in it. Yeah? And I think that you should have a little bit more respect considering what your mum went through. Yeah, so just take a bit of empathy. That's all I had to say on the situation, which I'm entitled to an opinion, no?
No, I understand that.
Did I sit there and say, nah, this geezer's a fucking blah, blah, blah. Is this, is that? Nah,
okay, well, I take that back. Yeah, I shouldn't have said all that without actually knowing, but I had a lot of shit and I was just going off what people were telling me. So obviously,
you need to never do that, literally. Never do that unless someone sends you a screen recording or definitive in black and white proof. I would not even do that because that is what they want. They want you to start.
And fuck me, I had another point. Can't think what I was going to say. Oh, that was it. And my main point is as well, keeping it back to the actual original thing, is according to like I don't know if this was on your live or their own live, but the people in question, they've basically claimed the claims are just not true. Like, I never insulted his illness. I never said his illness weren't true or anything like that.
They come on my platform last night, Louis. They come on my platform last night. We had 3K people in. People in the chat were asking questions. We were relaying them questions to them. I sent you an inbox, saying, listen, come and jump in my live, sort it out with this lady. If you've got questions, ask them. Yeah? You ignored that. Like, you had the opportunity to get in. I told you straight. I said, listen, I'll drop everyone from the box. It'll be you and Hope Harley's mum. Ask you questions and everything. Did you ignore that or not? You had that opportunity.
I accepted your first request, which was somewhere at 7 p.m.
No, but one thing
I wasn't even on my phone at that point. I was on Moose's live. Moose Respect was hot live from when I ended onwards. So you did text me that, yes, but I weren't live reading my chat.
But I'm more than sure that people were also relaying to because there was a mod from your live in my live. So I'm more than sure they would have been relaying stuff to you as well. And I kept saying I'm repeating it.
I don't know, ask them, but I know for a fact I definitely wouldn't have been talking to anybody because I was on Moose's live.
Right, so it was a case of that. And like I said, you was the one who turned around and offered me out for a fight.
I didn't. That's being taken the wrong way. That isn't what was said.
Right,
People were
you
telling
turned
me-
around and said, hold on, I've got
Oh
it up
my
here, bro.
God.
I can play it. You turned
Yeah,
around
you can
and
play
said,
it out of context after the comments have all come through saying that you're saying stuff about my heart and so on and so on and so on. Then I said,
listen, whether comments were saying stuff, yeah, trolls, which love to go from back and forth, whether a troll's coming in and said something to you, your words from your mouth were, there's plenty of empty car parks round here, find one and tell me and I'll come meet you. That is what you turned around and said. You said we'll have a fight. They were your words.
I didn't say that.
You
I
did.
didn't. Oh my! I said there's plenty of empty car parks. Come here. I never said, oh, we'll have a fight. Whatever you're saying, that isn't what I said.
Lucy, you're down there with your capital letters saying about swearing. Like, it's 2026, mate. All right? It is 2026.
Anyway, I don't know. I'll check my own stream, but I do not remember.
Swearing,
If you wanna
then
send me a
TikTok is
clip,
probably
Sam,
not-
I do not remember that. I remember saying about car park and that.
Look
I do
at
not
the chat,
remember saying that to you.
Louis. Take a second, mate, yeah, and read the chat. Right? Everyone
these
is
are all
turning
your
around
people.
saying, Louis, you did say that. You said turn up. You
No,
did-
because they're getting
you
confused
did
with
on
me
your
saying
live.
about
Yes,
the car
you did.
park.
You did say
They're
that.
on about
You
me
did
saying
say
come
that.
to
No, I
the
mean,
car park,
I'm
which
not
I'm not
lying about
denying.
something, mate. It's there. Do you know what I mean? I turned around on my live and said, like, I'm going to go and fight a guy.
I'm not saying I didn't say about the car park. I've said that so many times. But anyway, back to the actual point. I don't get what this has to do with Hope for Harley, which is apparently the whole reason for all of this.
All
Like,
right,
no
well,
one's actually
I
going
don't get
about
why
the
you.
subject.
All right, then. That's
Like,
all right,
me and
fair
you
point.
are
So
nothing. At
what's-
the end of the
right,
day,
listen, then, if
the
that's
kid
what
is
you're
religiously
saying,
the thing.
listen, if that's what you're saying, then why are you been sat here mentioning my name throughout this live? Because of you've mentioned it quite a few times to the point of where Pretty Big Problem said, "Who is this No Face?" Because it's been mentioned quite a bit. Yeah,
Yes.
I've been sat listening.
Because
So
of
you
things
can't
that were
sit
said
there
to
and
me that I
act
was
victim.
told you
I've
said
been out.
about
Hold
me.
on. I've been out grafting all day, running a business. I come on quickly. The first live I come across is this, and you are non-stop mentioning me. And like I said, Pretty Big Problem will back that up because she turned around and said, "Who is this No Face?" Because it's been mentioned quite a lot. You mentioned me about 7 times, mate.
That isn't a lot of the whole stream. I've been on for hours.
No, but I've only listened for the last fucking 20 minutes, and I've heard myself 7 times, mate.
I'd
So
say I can't. I don't think you were mentioned the whole time at all. I disagree with that.
that was exactly it. You called me a nobody and all sorts, Lee. Like people in the chat are telling you, like I've got the whole live. You were sitting there, chucking that out like you was fucking big because you've got 90k followers. That's what you were saying. I've got 90k followers. I've got more followers than you on my back.
And that's just me replying to someone of Ferk's attacking me. I don't get what this has to do with the actual thing. That's what I don't get.
No,
What
I ain't
has
got a
this got to
problem
do
with
with the
you
actual
ain't. Listen,
kid?
I don't
The actual
care
thing, this
about.
I don't
Listen,
understand.
you're not
Like-
fucking listening, mate. You brought me into the situation. I was cam toing you. I'm not listening. I'm not friends with Hope Harley. I met them last night. I ain't friends with you. I met you pretty much last night through cam toing you again. Yeah? Because you disappeared. Whatever you want to call it, fell off or whatever. We come across you again last night. Yeah? Nobody's fucking chasing around after you. Nobody's being like, oh, we're sticking up for Hope for Harley, blah, blah, blah. You're the one making out that me and my community are coming after you because of that. All right? The reason I'm here now speaking about me and you is because you brought me up. You've mentioned my name in this live about 7 times. Facts.
To do with things that were said about me, yeah, I haven't randomly went, oh, No Face, blah, blah, blah.
You have. You turned around and said, oh, No Face was
just
chatting
things
shit
that have been
about
said
No
about
Face
me.
was chatting shit
If
about me
it
on his
made
live
sense
last
within
night,
the
blah, blah,
fucking
blah.
thing.
Did you not turn around and say No Face was chatting shit about me on his live last night?
My understanding is that is what happened, yes. I didn't watch your live, no, but that is my understanding.
Did I send you a message last night stating, yeah, that I ain't backing Hope for Harley? Come in the live and get it sorted. Did I send you that?
You sent me a message saying about
hold on,
joining
yeah,
your live.
did you
didn't send me a message saying like, oh, whatever you're just saying there, that like about being neutral or anything. You just said join the live. Then you said it first. You sent me a message at 7 p.m. I can't actually remember what that was. You sent me a but I replied to saying only
I
just.
said, let me in the box. I'll tell you what was said. Hold on.
Yeah, go on.
Let me get up now. Right, so I had to log in from my other phone.
Oh, okay. I got bare confused
So-
and I was like, why are we doing a minute silence? Let me make it big.
When Louis wouldn't let me in the box, yeah? Right, where is it? Louis there. So he wouldn't let me in the box. I said, let me in the box. He messaged back at 10:17 saying, never saw DM. I said, come jump in my box and sort it with this lady. I'm not even sticking up for Hope for Harley. Come jump in and sort it with this lady. I'll drop everyone. Come speak with this lady. I ain't backing her. I ain't backing you. I'm just Cam 2 in the drama and have my say. You listen to trolls, you got ahead of yourself. Yeah? You read
I
them.
don't think I've even read the actual whole message.
Yeah, but they were sent to you and you read them, yeah, because you'd seen the thing,
I
right?
saw the first message. I haven't read anything after that. I responded to
you
one
knew
message.
you knew that obviously, and I'd said it on my live numerous times that I weren't backing them, but yet still today.
Yeah, but I didn't watch your live. This is what no one's taking into account.
Not the thing.
I never watched the live. I weren't in the live. I was on my own live. I'm going off what people are telling me. Like, obviously, I'm not watching it live. If someone tells me that this or that said about me, that's all I have to go off of.
Just
And see,
own it, Louis, bro. You got ahead of yourself yesterday,
clips.
shouting your mouth off when you didn't need to. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
weren't
you know
joined,
what,
literally
like,
shouting at me. I was completely calm. I was silent when you first joined.
you're not listening to what I'm saying. You sat on your live and was saying, who's this no face? He's a nobody. If I don't know him, he's a nobody. And the chat will tell you, right, chat, am I lying? Did he say them words?
You keep saying that, though. I don't get what the point is. With
Because
that,
you're
though.
sitting, this
That
is what I'm
ain't the
saying, you're
point.
sitting acting like I've just come over to your live and started going at you for no reason. Bro, you were sitting there cutting me off previous to me jumping into your
people
box.
had comment. Oh my god! People had commented whatever they'd comment to me. I read the comments out and then just responded as if I would to any other fucking drama creator. I don't know why this is being taken like such a personal thing, as if like me and you are good friends and I've randomly slated you.
It's,
If
bro,
I have
nothing's
comments come
being
through
taken personally.
saying
it's
X, Y, Z
personal.
has said
Like I
about
said
me,
to you,
I'm just going to reply with the first thing that comes off the top of my head. Carry on the stream. It's not some.
The only person that's butthurt here is you, because you've carried on talking about me today. Like I said, I've come on to TikTok, and the first live I've come across is this. And you're talking about me that much that Pretty Big Problem had to say, who's no face, because of he's being
Yeah,
mentioned.
that's such an exaggeration.
No, it's
So
not.
actually one person
Pretty
is,
Big Problem. Did
isn't
you
a
not
big
say
thing.
that? Were
I
they your
did
words?
ask who he was because you said you was getting death threats from his side.
Right,
People were
thank
coming
you.
in
They
saying
would've
death
Saying that's
threats.
a lie. That is true. Like, fuck
Where
me.
was you getting death?
Loads of
You
people
said
saying
previous.
that.
We was Cam 2ing you, and you turned around before you even knew we was Cam 2ing and said, "I've had nothing but death threats from the Hope for Harley people." Blah blah blah. But now you're saying it's from my
I
side.
had non-stop insults and death threats the whole day. I'd had non-stop loads
I
of shit.
Cam
Yeah,
2'd you
that's
for an
true.
hour last
I don't get
night.
how you're
I
saying
Cam
that's a lie
2'd
when
you.
that's literally true.
Well, it ain't, because you're stating that's from my side.
Okay, whatever.
I Cam 2'd you for an hour. So you're saying you would get them all day and night.
The whole
You're
stream
fucking
is all
lying.
about Hope for Harley. Yet
You're
you haven't
lying.
got one point to do with Hope for Harley. This is all just your own personal
You
thing
know
against
what?
me.
Listen, it ain't at all. I'm going to drop down because I'm going on my own live soon. But everyone in this live is clearly seeing how much of a lie you are, Luke, because you're chatting one thing online and then chatting
your
another
own
here.
people,
And
it's
the
not
whole
true.
live, the whole comments are saying, Louis, you're lying.
These are your own
You're
people,
lying.
mate.
They ain't
that are just going
how are
whatever
they
you
my
said.
people? How-
Anyone that watched the live, I'd had it non-stop. I'd had loads, but anyway, okay, whatever. I just don't care. Believe what you
No
want.
face. Did you have
They've
any
been
proof?
non-stop,
Did you say
but
you were
whatever.
going to show some?
Hmm?
Did you say you were
I'm
going to show
going to show it on
some?
my live. I've got it all
To say I hadn't
up.
had
Oh,
any
okay.
death threats or
All
insults
on
at
my
all
live.
is actually ludicrous.
If we
I had
come to
fucking
you, is that a
loads.
problem?
No, of course it ain't. Fucking
Okay,
no, we
cool.
don't get offended by
I
anyone.
have to
You will
ask because I
fucking
can't
start
be
on
doing
us now,
big
will you?
fuckers. Yeah.
It's in the app. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, he was the one, and I'm just going to show it from how it started because you can't manipulate a live stream. Like he clearly, like I said, from the minute he found out who, he said someone was come to me. He said, "Who's no face?" Then went into some rant about being a nobody, this and that, and fucking all sorts of like he was saying special, like for some reason, like we're clouting off him.
Yeah,
Even
you're
though
so
we had-
twisting that so much.
Over
So
we
you
had
admit
1,000
it.
people
I get a load of
in
comments
the-
basically
like-
telling me I'm being slated and sorted left, right, centre. I respond straight away off the top of my head, and then you just make this into some personal thing.
All
as
right,
if
Louis,
we're
all right,
like
cool.
best
Listen,
friends,
so the people
not
who were
just
saying it in
slated.
your chat, were they Heart Me members? Were they people from your community?
Say again.
Were the people that were telling you this, were they your moderators or Heart Me members of your community?
I don't know off the top of my head. Just fucking non-stop comments. The
See,
comments were
it
going
ain't
through
because it's
to a
just,
second.
it's trolls. Louis, like, are you not listening to what's being said to you? If I've got anything to say about someone, I'll come and I'll say it to their face.
But the thing is, we have went over this so many times,
Well,
so
stop
I
fucking
don't get. We're
mentioning
just
me then,
repeating
you
the
fucking
same
idiot.
thing.
Stop mentioning me and I won't have to jump up here and talk then. Like I
We've
said,
already discussed this like
you've
10
been
times.
the one
My
mentioning
question
me.
is, I don't know what this has to do with Hope for Harley, because that's the thing.
Oh
I've
my
been
God,
accused.
that's what I'm
Even
saying.
people in
Well,
comments.
all right, cool. Keep going on with your Hope for Harley thing. Keep my name out your fucking
Oh my
mouth, and then I
God.
won't have to jump
Well,
in
you're the
lights,
one
will I?
fucking talking about it. So my question is, what have I actually said
How am
about
I
the kid?
talking
Since
about
that's
it,
the
you
point of the
fucking
stream.
idiot? Are you fucking dumb? Like I said, can you explain to him, Pretty Big Problem, what Cam 2 is? Yeah, because I'll fucking ram a Cam 2 up his fucking arse, the silly cunt.
Right, stop. Right. So I
Exactly.
said earlier,
Rodent has
when
no
you come to
intentions.
people, there is a story behind it. It's because what's trending on the FYP. More time the viewers want to see the videos. They want to either come to the person that's being spoken about or get them in the box. What happened yesterday is what he's just saying to you is he's come across all this thing with Hope for Harley. He saw you were talking about it and he cam to'd for him and his viewers and they made their own opinion on whatever. People that come over to you to say, oh, this one's cam to'ing you and made it all that, wanted you to react the way you did. Oh, he's only got this many followers. Come and meet me. Blah, blah, blah. You've gone way past what the actual Cam 2 was about. The Cam 2 was about getting your opinion on Hope for Harley and then going over to the mother, getting her opinion, but instead she got into No Face's box. That's how it all went down. He cannot control what goes on in the comments. He can't. He can't control if people come over to you and send you a death threat. He cannot control that. That's not coming from him. Otherwise, we'd all be reprimanded for shit we haven't done.
None of my community, listen, yeah, I can tell you, hand on heart, none of my communities would have sent a death threat to this kid.
No, and it probably wasn't your community, but then you've
Like I
got
said,
people
he'd
in the
been
life that are trolls.
He had been mentioning that before, while we was come to him, before he knew we was come to him, he was talking about how we had been receiving death threats and all this and blah, blah, blah. And then soon as he's realised we're counting him, he's then making out that we're sending people over to make death threats to him. Like, it's wild.
Well, yes, because obviously I'm assuming that the people talking about me are the ones doing it.
But Louis, what he's trying to say is he wasn't talking about you. Louis, he wasn't talking about you. He was cam to'ing you, having your opinion on the Hope for Harley, and that's what he was getting. That's all he was cam to'ing for.
The same thing we done with his mum.
What I'm saying is though, in the actual like moment live, obviously I don't know any of this. So say if I'd have been told 10 different names, I would have given the same response to all 10 people. That's what I'm saying is. So if I get a load of people coming in saying things, and if I'm told, let's say just random number, 5 people are talking about me, I'm gonna just assume logically that it's gonna be all their communities. So if I get told he's talking about me, I'm gonna assume all the stuff's from him. If I get told Kelly's talking about me, I'm gonna assume they're from her. So
you can't, because there's been so many people in your past that have trolled you that you never know they're just coming back to troll you again. And you're blaming it on the very people you don't remember that supported you in your time of need.
It's wild. And
Which that upsets them as well.
That's because when he joined my box, he was just shouting at me.
I jumped in and spoke to you the way I'm speaking to you now. But you don't like the way I speak to you because I speak to you like a man.
It's not that, mate. Oh, that's not true. You were literally talking about 10 words a second. I couldn't even understand what you actually said.
I was trying to explain to you. I said, listen, it's a bit fucking out of order when we stuck up for your mum and blah, 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 and then you decided to kick me down. Yeah?
Also, can I say that there is a difference between someone sending people over to you to send threats and their followers just wanting to do it off their own back for protecting them. I mean, it's not right, but people still do it from their own followers. He may not have told them to, if you're getting me.
Like, you just have to admit that you got it wrong and stand on business and say, all right, cool, I fucked up because of that's exactly what you did.
No, I'm not saying, I haven't once said that, oh, you definitely said X, Y, Z.
No, but you've been saying, what you're not getting is, you're saying you don't know why this is carrying on. I wouldn't be going on to my live now and talking about you. Yesterday's news was yesterday news. Yeah, something else would have been on that we would have all been talking about. But I've come across this live, sat here for a minute listening to hear my name be mentioned loads of times to the point of Pretty Big Problem having to say, who's this No Face, because of he's been mentioned a lot. So I jumped up.
I don't know. Like
You
I
just
said,
mentioned my name, so if you wouldn't have mentioned my name, I wouldn't
It
have.
weren't about you. I'd say it was only mentioned if it made sense.
But it weren't. You were saying No Face was sat chatting shit last night, telling people this, telling.
Yes, because that is my understanding of what was happened.
I didn't tell people anything. I sit there. Everyone was watching your own action.
Well, that is
Everyone
my understanding of what happened. Same as if someone comes to you and says, Louis said XYZ, that's what happened.
If someone come to me and said that, I'd say, Louis, come and get in my box and let's talk this out. But no, like I did, I tried to get in yours, you wouldn't have it. I kept writing. in the
Because I
comments.
was trying to avoid this exact thing. I didn't want to argue with people all night.
Right, cool.
That
If
is
you don't
what
want
I'm
to
trying
argue
to
with people,
avoid.
that's cool. Yeah, don't mention my name then. There won't be no arguments.
Well, like I said, if I hadn't had loads of people saying that XYZ was said,
I'm not about
obviously
today,
you're going to
Louis.
respond.
Fuck last night. I'm talking about today. Yeah, today's a new day. Yeah, and you're still sat here chatting my fucking name.
Me and you hadn't spoke
Don't
at
chat
all
my
since
fucking
then.
name.
So yeah,
Exactly.
my
So-
understanding until about 2 minutes ago was that you just did a stream basically slating me. That
Right.
was my understanding until about 2 minutes ago,
About 10
literally.
times now. I've told you how many times. Like I said, fuck that.
Yes, right now. We're on about now, not yesterday. I'm saying mine's understanding until right now.
But you're still chatting shit about it. So, like I've said, this is the reason why this is still going on because you chat shit. Don't mention my name, and then it'll be cool. All right?
I disagree. That's what even happened, but sound.
Oh, this is what I'm saying. You just want the back and forth. I'm gonna, you know what? I'll carry it
I
on.
don't.
I
I
like
want to
everyone.
stream. You keep
Like I
telling
said, I'll
me
make
to join
you
back.
cry, bro. It ain't
I've
even
left
a-
twice, and you
I'll make
keep saying
cry.
for me to join
Right.
back.
I ain't asked you for.
I've
have
been
I
waiting
asked
for
you
a
to come
woman
back?
and for like a fucking
I ain't
hour and a
asked you
half
to come
now.
back into no
Can I
life.
just make a comment before it all kicks off again, because it will. Louis, I think you've misconceived some comments, and all you need to say is, look, I apologise. I had loads of people coming into my comments saying this, that, and the other, and I've gone off on one. That is literally it. That is literally
that's what I
it. That's
just
all
said.
that needs
That
to
is what-
happen.
Yeah.
It's 100% a learning curve. We've all done it.
Yeah, 100%.
Because, like I said, you've had an opinion on Hope for Harley, and so did Rent-A-God. And what has happened to him?
Everyone's
People have tried
entitled
to
their
troll him,
opinion.
call him a pedlo, just because he's had an opinion.
Everyone's entitled to opinion on this app. Nobody's blocking anyone's opinion. No, everyone can say what the fuck they want. They can have their own opinions on what they want to have their own opinion. When it comes down to a personal thing of, like I said, even today he carried on chatting shit when it didn't need to. Like I haven't been live today. I've not messaged him. I've not been in any lives chatting shit about him. But yet he sat here still saying about me. That's my.
I haven't slated you or anything like what you're insinuating. I've just said what I've been told and what happened, and every time I've reiterated it. I've never once said 100% this guy said XYZ. I've never said that. Every time I've said my understanding or what I've been told, blah 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 blah. I've
Well,
given
you're
information
understanding now.
every
It
time.
isn't that. So don't mention my name again. There won't be a problem.
Sound.
Right. Thanks for having me up, pretty.
You're welcome. Whew. Right.
Wow.
Are you
Oh,
okay, Pretty?
just leave.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, leave this whole thing for tonight. I think we've done plenty of hours on it.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I'm gonna faint if there's any more views that come in. I can't deal with faint.
Guys, you do need to understand though, Cam 2 in, if you put something out there in the
Hey
public.
guys. Hiya, sorry to interject and stuff, but I jumped into Lewis's box the other day, and all I was getting at is, all I said to him was, you know, when he was going through stuff, everybody like jumped in to help, which is what everyone would do. Do you know what I'm saying? And all I said was, when he was getting some difficulties, people were saying things about him, how much did it stress his family out, and how much did it stress his mum out? And what I got back was extremely rude and extremely ungrateful for the work that so many other, if you want to call us influencers, creators, whatever, had done for him to help him with his causes. And that's where I think it was wrong, and it was very disrespectful, and that's all I've got to say on it. I don't know what's been going on with the mum or whatever, but at the end of the day, she's got a sick child she's been devoting her life to the whole time. Katie Hardy was live this morning in a box saying, yes, she needs to be more transparent or whatever. She's obviously had more conversations with her, but bringing things up and making lives about people to get views and clout, I think is really, really wrong. And that's where I'm standing on it. Thank you for allowing me in your box, darling. I
Okay,
wish you
hold
the
on a
best.
moment. You can have your opinion,
You're welcome.
as in, you've just said, you know, making up things. But do you not think that people are entitled to question things?
Yeah.
There's entitled to questions, and then there's also defamation, and defamation, slander, and
has he
asking
done
a
that?
question is completely different things.
Has he done that?
There are screen recordings of Louis actually making things worse, inciting hate by pinning comments that are literally hatred. Yeah, and then reading them out. And we all know as streamers that if that's what you're doing, that's what you're promoting. Can we just be real here and like just be honest about it? That so I was saying to him, like, you know, think about what you're doing. I'm not being nasty to the dude, yeah. I don't want nothing to do with him now because he was literally so rude about me and so rude about No Face and other people that had supported him at that time. That, do you know what I mean? That I can't talk to somebody when you've supported them so much. So there's no hate from me. I'm just putting that out there. But thank you for letting me in the box anyway.
I see your point because I was in the live when he was there, and I get where you're coming. Oh, she's gone.
No, just carry on.
I get where she's coming from because, yeah, but